صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Hello, reading champions. How are you doing? Are you ready for a new story from Good Night Stories from the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Let's start reading together. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the people of Thaqif. Two people in Mecca supported the Prophet more than anyone else. One was his faithful wife Khadijah, and the other was his uncle Abu Talib. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ talked a lot to Khadijah. When he told her about all his problems and when people were mean to him, she would console him. And she always said, "Don't be unhappy, don't despair. Allah is with you and He will help you." Abu Talib, the Prophet's uncle, protected the Prophet ﷺ from the Quraysh. He defended him when the Quraysh spoke against him. But Khadija and Abu Talib died soon after each other, and the Prophet ﷺ missed their support and friendship. When Abu Talib died, the Quraysh became very rude to the Prophet ﷺ. One day, when the Prophet ﷺ was walking along in the street, a young man threw dust on his head. Nobody had dared to do anything like this as long as Abu Talib was alive. The Prophet ﷺ went home, his head was covered in dust. When his little daughter saw him, she started to cry. But the Prophet ﷺ said, "Don't cry, little girl. Allah will protect your father." The Prophet ﷺ could not find help in Mecca. So he went to the town of Thaqif. The tribe of the Thaqif lived there. He asked them to help him against the Quraysh, but the leaders of the Thaqif mocked him. They mocked Allah and His Prophet ﷺ. They summoned their slaves, and they also summoned some bad and good-for-nothing men. They said to them, "We don't care for Muhammad. We don't like what he says. Why don't you beat him and run him out of the city?" A big crowd came together. They started to insult the Prophet ﷺ. They pushed him around and even hit him. So he had to run and hide in an orchard. Then at night, he made his way back to Mecca. When he reached safety, he prayed, "Allah, O most merciful, you are the Lord of the weak. You are my Lord. You are my refuge. There's no power and no might safe in you." And that was our story for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time, inshallah.
محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.